Squirrels! So hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. My name is Chris, and we have our first champion, and it's not one we expected, it's Poppy. Let's dive in, let's go, let's see.
Team adventure time.
That a bit too loud?
Today's the day I
Poppy is a 4-mana 4/3 in Bandle City, Demacia. Attack, grant me and all allies with equal or less power than me, +1/+1. I've attacked with allies 3 times. So, grant me and all allies with equal or less power than me, +1/+1. So this to me seems like aggression. Let's go aggressive. This seems like the kind of thing where, you know, like a Bannerman deck, you know, bringing back the old style. You play a unit on 1, you play potentially even, you know, 2 units on turn 2. You play a unit on turn 3, you play Poppy on turn 4, you attack, everything gets +1/+1, you attack with this super wide board, you get so much stats value from it, and you don't really even care if Poppy dies. You've just attacked and you've gone nuts, and everything feels really, really good. Because you've just got so much value in stats that, like, your opponent can't keep up with you. That is what I think Poppy is going for here, and that's how I expect Poppy decks to be built. And that seems pretty good, because that any champion that is kind of generically just good without the need of leveling up tend to be pretty good. You know, we all looked at Zoe and we all thought, oh, Zoe's never going to level up, what a waste of a champion. Turns out Zoe didn't need to level up because the value she gives you is good anyway. And I think the same could be true of Poppy, because people are going to look at, I've attacked with allies 3 times. Well, that's just not going to happen very often. And honestly, I don't think it matters, because if you're building Poppy decks correctly, I don't even think you will need to level up Poppy that much. But with that said, let's look at the level up.
That hero. I can spend a whole fight wondering shield or hammer. They'll never know what hit them.
Attack with all, coward. Why not attack? Come on, Riot. Show you can attack with this. You got Misfortune here. Attack with this. Wait, how are these all in a deck together? Oh, it's a Bandle City Bilgewater deck? Oh my god, I forgot about Dual Region. It's going to be so good.
For justice, for Demacia.
Same, but, for this side. Sure you want to do this?
Okay, so it's a strike and stun.
What do you see up there, Pip?
Yordle Ranger is also Bandle City Demacia, 6-mana 5/5 with Scout. Attack, grant me and all allies with equal or less power than me an extra defense. Interesting. Obviously, when you think of any units with Scout, I mean, they've just shown. This is already quite interesting because obviously that we've seen in the video a Misfortune deck, so perhaps that's the kind of idea that they have. And obviously, if a lot of these other units with Poppy have Scout, then that probably will be a good way to go, to obviously level Misfortune up as well. But this seems all pretty decent, to be honest. I'm not sure it's as good. Like, I don't think this is as good as the 6-drops in Demacia, but if you're playing like a Bandle City version with, you know, another region, for instance Bilgewater, with Misfortune, then this probably is good enough to go in the deck. I don't think it's as good as Genevieve or Cythria, because, you know, generally these kind of decks want to be ending the game like on turn 6 and 7, whereas this seems more like a card that wants to sort of, you know, go a bit longer with the granting of the extra health. But it's still a fine effect, and it's still a 6-mana 5/5 with Scout, which is pretty good, and it's dual region. So it's not a bad card. I think you'll have better options in Demacia, but you might not in Bandle City, is my point.
Millions time! Shouting ruins the recon! Striking their flank!
We got this.
Why are you playing the list?
Break their ranks! Poppy, might the hero be on this very field?
So I think that's a 3-mana 1-1. Yeah, it's a 3-mana 1/1 with double attack, which is a very interesting card that we'll talk about.
Sure hope so. Let me know if you find him.
Never seen that before.
Hope you're sturdy.
Oh. Wait, that's a really cool combo. Fleet Feather Tracker into this? Whoa. Anyway. What did this say? Set a unit stats to 1/6 this round. A 3-mana burst speed spell in Bandle City to essentially just have your unit almost certainly live. Is quite an interesting thing. I don't know if that's good or not. I'll have to think about that one more.
Guess he wasn't the hero.
Quest will be over quicker than you can fry a ferret.
God, I didn't see this one either. Hold on. Yordle Smith is a 2-mana 2/2 Yordle Bandle City. Attack, give all allies with equal or less power than me quick attack this round. This one seems a little worse. Obviously, like, you have to kind of buff this up to give everything quick attack. And it will give itself quick attack, right? So, there's some combo potential with it, but we'll see.
You can fry a ferret. Remember what I told you?
Swing low, send him sky high. I'll make you proud. No hero, huh? Guess I'll finish this one.
Oh, so Poppy has impact. Okay. So when she levels up, she gets impact. And attack, grant me and all allies with equal or less power than me +2/2 and impact. So, you know, just finishing the game. Let's end this thing. Let's get it over with. Off we go. We feel pretty good about that. Okay. Poppy seems pretty good, is all I can say.
Hammer guard. Quest complete. On to the next one.
Oh, they have all the cards for us here in this one little video? Well, you can't see all of them because of my head. So let's go on to Mobalytics and look at them there. Okay, back to Mobalytics and, well, here's Poppy. We've talked already about Poppy, but we'll come back to her. This is her champion spell, Keeper's Verdict, which is a 6-mana only Bandle City card. Obviously, when Poppy's in your deck as Demacia, you'll still get this, but, you know, if you want to run this card on its own, it'll be just Bandle City. It is a slow spell. Poppy's Keeper's Verdict. Place an enemy unit on top of the enemy deck. On top of the enemy deck. For 6 mana slow, that's not great. Obviously, it's better against some things than others. You know, things like Anivia, things like Ledros, this works pretty well against. But against a lot of other things, it's, you know, it's slow speed. It's not a great champion spell to have. If it was just anywhere in the deck, then this becomes like a pretty good spell. But on top of the enemy deck, like 6 mana slow speed, like the slow speed, like if this was fast speed, it'd be insane. But yeah, this isn't probably great, and especially for the kind of decks Poppy is in, I don't think this is great. Like, Poppy would probably want, I think, like a combat trick to be her like champion spell, but that honestly might just push Poppy way over the edge. So it's not great, but okay. Yordle Ranger we talked about. Pompous Cavalier, it's obviously a super interesting card because double attack is of course a very interesting keyword, and a keyword that we see very rarely in the game. And having a 3-mana 1/1, obviously the idea is that you go all in on Pompous Cavalier. You try to buff this card up to be a, you know, 5/5, 6/6, where your opponent always has to block it every single time. And then, you know, you use it with things like Ghost or, you know, some kind of Overwhelm. And you smack them in the face for 1-turn combo lethals. This is something that, like, it's like a good Swole Squirrel, is what this is like, which is still not great. Sorry for you Swole Squirrel fans out there. But this is a card that, you know, you use Sharp Sight on it, and all of a sudden you've, you know, amplified your damage by a lot. You know, every combat trick you use on this gets double the amount of trick onto it, essentially. You know, you use Shapestone on this, it gets, you you know, not just the 3 attack, it goes from 2 damage to 8. So you added 6 damage from a 1 mana card, which is, of course, pretty insane. So, you know, you're going to want to build, I mean, something like Taric or something, you know, with this. You know, where you can just buff this up. I think some way of giving it Overwhelm or Elusive will be necessary. There was that spell that just came out yesterday that gave something elusive for a turn. Maybe that could work, and it gave it 1/1 as well. So maybe that's the way with Pompous Cavalier. It could be, honestly. There will be some stupid combat trick deck that you can do with this, and, you know, to those people who complain about, you know, losing their life from 20 to 0, you know, this card just helps that as well. But at least it'll be more memey, I think, with this in than the current versions, hopefully. Yordle Smith is an interesting one as well. This is one that, you know, you could pair with a lot of different things. I'm not quite sure it's good enough to put in on its own, but, you know, you think about using this with like an Elixir of Wrath and just giving everything quick attack. For instance, you know, before you even attack, you just give it Elixir of Wrath, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, even if it dies, then it won't matter, that you'll still have the quick attack on everything else. So that seems, you know, pretty good, but you will need, again, maybe it goes in the same deck, but I doubt it, because you kind of want a wide board with, yeah, this may be like a Noxus deck, but this one I'm not too confident about. Stress Defense is a really tough card to evaluate. Like, 6 health, it's 6 health, I don't quite think it, is it enough? Is that enough? It's not a guarantee, is my point. And it's not that flexible. You know, like as a 1/6, you're not going to be trading often. You know, so when you use this, like when do you use this? You know, you like try to keep Poppy alive, but then you set it to a 1/6, and now all of a sudden it's not trading. It's like, does that work? You know, like, would I rather the trade, or would I rather keep both units alive? Like, I feel like that's going to end up in a lot of situations with Stress Defense, and, like, that's not a great situation to be in. Like, you know, Troll Chant is 1 less mana than this, and, you know, will almost, like, a lot of the time will win you 2 trades. Like, win you 2 trades, not, like, go even on 2 trades. So I'm not convinced by Stress Defense, unfortunately. Heroic Charge, which I think we saw in the game there. It's a 5 mana slow speed. An ally strikes an enemy. If it survives, stun it. 5 mana slow speed. I mean, you know, it's obvious. Like, you know, you can compare this to things like Concerted Strike, and you realize that this isn't that great. Yordle Squire, a 1 mana 2/1. Create a tiny spear or a tiny shield in hand. A tiny spear is grant an ally 1 attack, and a tiny shield is grant an ally 1 defense, and they are not fleeting either. So that seems pretty damn strong. Yordle Squire is a good card and works with a lot of different things. And depending on, you know, what kind of deck you're in, giving something 1 extra attack or 1 extra defense. Now, it is at focus speed, but particularly for those kind of combo decks, you know, or like something like Fizz, you know, giving Fizz an extra attack, great. You know, cool. You know, this is a great thing for things like Fizz. You know, it's a spell for Fizz as well, and also buffing his attack is obviously really good. So it works definitely well with certain champions. Interesting to see if it goes with Poppy that well, because it might do. And giving Poppy an extra defense is actually quite good. But Poppy seems good. The fact she buffs herself as well. Oh, she's gonna be so good. She's gonna be so good. I can already see like Poppy Lucian. Poppy with Elusive seems probably toxic. And oh my god, Poppy with Elusives is definitely toxic. So Poppy Lulu, oh my god, you can go Poppy Lulu and not even need another. Oh my god. You can go Poppy Lulu and still have another region. Oh my god. And you can make Lulu a 4/4, and you can make... Oh my god. It's just going to be Poppy Lulu elusives with whatever has the most combat tricks to keep them alive. Doesn't that have to be the way? Oh my god, there's so many things here that work. Poppy's so good. Poppy has, like, of all the champions I've seen, you know, doing these reaction videos for a while, Poppy might be the most I've been convinced that a champion has to be good. Just has to be. The 3 health. I mean, compare Poppy to Echo. Anyway. Yeah, just everything about Poppy seems good. And as I said, I don't even think you need to level up Poppy that often. But she gives herself the extra 1/1 as well. Poppy's going to be really good. For those of you who wanted the game to slow down, yeah, good luck with that. Really wish you guys well. Because, I mean, who knows, right? We might get a bunch of other good stuff that slows the game down. But Poppy, as far as I can tell, is definitely, like, gonna slap in a ton of different things. And one of them will end up being the best. And off the top of my head, it's probably Lulu with some kind of elusives or something like that. You know, Young Witch and things like that. That's off the top of my head. It's possible there's even better things. But Poppy's gonna slap in some deck. You're going to get slapped by Poppy on day 1, I guarantee it, because I don't think it's going to be that hard to deck build with her either. So I'll quickly give ratings to these cards. Poppy is like a 9. Maybe even a 9.5. No, I'll say 9. I'm gonna reserve, like let's say 10 is like, you know, how did they ever print this? Like, game breaking. So, it's not a 10. But Poppy's a 9. Poppy's like, I think, from what I can understand of this game, Poppy is going to be like one of the top 10 champions in the game, I think. Top 10, top 5, you know, and I think that gets a 9. You don't even need to level her up, really. Like, the value is all here. And the level up is just like a nice bonus. And generally, the champions that are good, you know, you think of the best champions in the game, like Sivir, Draven, you know, maybe something like Azir. You think, you know, a lot of the value is in just their level 1 form as well. So, generally, she has all the trademarks of a really good champion. Keeper's Verdict, though, is what's keeping her back, if anything. But Poppy wants to attack, so she might die. So it's honestly not that bad either to have a bad champion spell. It's not like Zillion, where, you know, your first Zillion is meant to live. No, Poppy's going to attack, so it's likely your opponent might trade out with Poppy. So, honestly, having a bad champion spell doesn't matter either, to be honest. But obviously the card is bad. Don't play it. It's like a 3, 2. Maybe a bit. Let's give it a 3.5. Yordle Ranger, I think, as I said, isn't as good as the Demacia one's 6 drops, but it could be the best Bandle City one. And you know, granting the extra health, even when it attacks, you know, and as it showed in the video, like, it's not the things that are attacking with it, it's just everything there. So that's fine. You know, it's fine. It's like a 6.5. You might play it in these decks. If there's no better option, then you probably will, because it's a fine card. Pompous Cavalier is an interesting one. It's possible you can build a deck around it. I think it is just a better Swole Squirrel, though. And I think there's probably more reliable things to do in the game. I think this is like a solid 5. Where, like, you can get this off. For those Swole Squirrel fans out there, you know, this is a nice card for you to have. And it's dual region, so, you know, you can go in different ones as well. You know, you could use stuff like the Laurent Bladekeeper, is it called, that gives, like, a card 2/2. You know, it channels well into that. So there are some things that you can do. Yordle Smith, I'm not convinced by. This one, I think, again, is like a 5. Stress Defense, again, another card that I think is a 4, just because, as I said, 3 mana to, like, likely not trade isn't good. Heroic Charge, you know, again, the slow speed. Yeah, no, this is like a 3. Yordle Squire, I think, is good, though. Yordle Squire, I think, is like a 7, 7.5, somewhere in that range. Really nice little card, and you should probably think about playing it. So that is my thoughts. Poppy's insane is my guess on this. And yeah, have a nice day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow, where maybe we'll get more champions. We have begun with the champions, and I am happy. So thank you so much for watching, and have a really nice day.